So for Alchemy, I've already done a deep dive for the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, but I want to talk about the Elder Scrolls in general when it comes to alchemy, because I think it's actually a really interesting concept and skill in all the games that makes the Elder Scrolls kind of more unique than any other game. So I want to go more deep into the topic, specifically with Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. If we go back in time 2,000 years, Arena, you couldn't really craft your own potions, and according to this I don't know. Daggerfall, you couldn't really craft potions, or maybe you could with Daggerfall Unity. You bought ingredients from alchemists in town. Honestly, if I'm being perfectly frank, I didn't really like Daggerfall. I've put maybe 50 hours into it. I just can't get past the graphics, the dungeon size. I always get lost, the random generation. It reminds me of Starfield, and Starfield reminded me of it when I saw it. And it's actually why I never bought Starfield. I love Bethesda games, but Starfield, I don't want an obscene amount of empty space with generated NPCs. It will make me feel empty, and it's just not for me. If you like it, great, but we're not talking about ancient history. We're talking about only 300 years ago with Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. So, with that said, I think what makes it special is, if I'm just looking at a possible combination of potions in Oblivion, and that's my game, so that's the one I really know. There are 63 different effects, from potions and poisons that can be made. You have from skill level alchemy of 5 to 100. That's 96 different skill levels. And each of your equipment that affects the potions, this is not including your alembic, which also affects your poisons. I just didn't feel like doing that math. Each one of those has 5 levels. So technically, you have 756,000 different potions that you can make, because your potions will be slightly stronger after you gain one more skill, slightly stronger as you upgrade one piece of equipment. So it introduces a ton of variability and variety to the game. Baldur's Gate 3, which is objectively a better game in a lot of ways, far more in-depth and complex. What you maybe can make 100, maybe 200 things with alchemy. I tried looking it up. There's just, I'm not going to count all these, and I Googled it, and nobody just gave me a straight answer. But that's not more than 200. You know that, I know that. So even though Baldur's Gate 3 is great, Oblivion, with all of these different variables I can make, even this, going from 5 to 10, 11, 12, each one isn't going to necessarily increase something, or my magnitude, but it might increase my duration. Each skill up is going to change something for this potion. Every single skill up is changing my duration or my magnitude. And every single one, my mortar and pestle is going to change my price. Each one of these makes a difference. Going from a weak calcinator to a master calcinator is a massive difference in my magnitude. So there's so much variability with potions and alchemy in these games that I do think it's interesting. Other games with alchemy, like whether you're talking about World of Warcraft, The Witcher, none of them quite have this same sense. A lot of them require you to find a recipe, which I really like. The Skyrim, I think, actually has a really good system. This is one of the things I think Skyrim did better than Oblivion, is you don't need to have 100 alchemy to know what the 4 ingredients are. You can just memorize them from playing so much, look them up, or experiment with it and get better. Now, there's one game that does alchemy even more in depth than these games, and that is Kingdom Come Deliverance. I tried it once, and I was so annoyed. It was probably the worst gaming experience I've ever had in my entire life. I like Kingdom Come Deliverance, but making a potion in that, 0 out of 10. Holy crap, I hate realism to that level in video games. I want to make a magical potion that makes me fly. That's what I want. I don't want to have to do all this work. I work every day. I don't come home to get on a video game to work. Okay, enough about that. I would rather shit my pants than make another potion in Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm never doing it again. Worst alchemy system I have ever seen. Okay, moving on. We're actually going to start with Morrowind, because that's forever ago. So in Morrowind, it's different. I'm going to assume you've played Skyrim. If you've watched my videos, you've probably played Oblivion. Everybody's played Skyrim. So first, in Morrowind, like Skyrim, you collect ingredients from flowers, mushrooms, monsters, but in Morrowind and Oblivion, you use an alchemy set from things that you've found. They're called apparatuses. So there is these: mortar and pestle, alembic, calcinator, and retort, and they have different strengths to them. You have to have a mortar and pestle. That's the base to make a potion. You don't need an alchemy lab. And the way it works is you're actually creating a spell in a potion. So any spell effect, well, not any spell effect, but most spell effects can be brewed into a potion. And this base cost is actually the base spell cost. So if you have a very expensive spell, like this is Levitate, Levitate has a base cost of 3. And so it's going to be a different potion than if I was trying to do a cheaper spell. A cheaper spell would be stronger, where Levitate, because it has a high base cost, will be this strength with this intelligence, this alchemy skill, this luck, etc. Now the formula in Morrowind, there's 2 different ones. First, we have your success chance, because in Morrowind you can fail to make a potion. And I think that made it a lot worse, in my opinion, because at low levels it was just tedious and annoying to level up. Because of that tedium, in Morrowind you go to trainers for low levels. So instead of just interacting with the game systems, always at low levels you're just spending a little bit of gold to train up. Like that is the optimal way to play. Spend gold, get your skill to at least like 25. Because if you notice, if I start at 5 skill and I only have 50 intelligence, I have a 15% success chance to make a potion. Like, what a pain in the ass. I'm not going to do that. Like, that's a headache. But after I get my skill up to, I don't know, I could train it up to 50, and maybe by then I would have 80 intelligence. Okay, well now I have a 63% chance to succeed. Most of my potions will succeed. And as you get to a little bit higher levels with max intelligence, you get to 90%. It's very easy to fortify your intelligence or have enchantments or get your skill up to 90. After it's at 100%, all your potions will succeed. So these are the modifiers. I'm just adding them all together. Skill is 1%, intelligence is 1/10, luck is 1/10, because luck in Morrowind does everything. Pretty simple formula. I don't like that. I think that made Morrowind objectively worse. Obviously, it's my opinion, and I say objectively. Whatever. The potion strength, this final strength and final duration. So those come from, so first there's the base cost. This is with Levitate. That's the one I care about. That's the one I like from Morrowind. So first it looks at your skill. Your skill will modify it. Your intelligence will modify it as 1/10 the power of your skill. So Oblivion, your intelligence and luck, well, luck does affect your alchemy skill, but your intelligence does not affect your skill. In fact, your attributes pretty much never affect your skills in Oblivion. They're a totally different, separate thing. So getting really, really high intelligence, whether that's through drinking potions in Morrowind, can get you very, very powerful potions. Luck as well, if you get high luck, your potions will get stronger. Your Mortar and Pestle has this strength here, 0.5, 1, 1.2, 1.5, and 2. This like secret master I don't even know how to get. I think, okay, yeah, you use the console commands to get the secret master. Grandmaster is what you see in games, so 1.5 is like the best gear. Oh, hey, I put the notes right there when I was making this calculator. Now, worse is your Calcinator and Retort use this same thing, 0.5 to 2. However, they are additive, not multiplicative. So unlike Oblivion, where they're part of this formula up here, if I have a Journeyman Calcinator, notice my modifier stays 1. It's literally just this number rounded. So if I have a Master, well, it's still 1. Apprentice, Journeyman, and Master are all 1 because it's just rounded. Grandmaster is 1.5. Well, if you know anything about rounding, that rounds up to 2. And so that increases your final strength and final duration. But all 3 of these strengths for Calcinator and Retort are the same, and Grandmaster is 1 step up. It's the only one that's different. So I think that's a big flaw with Morrowind. What did I miss? Overall, I think the effect discovery system for Skyrim and Morrowind is better than Oblivion. Though with Morrowind, the UI isn't as good. It's very dated, and so when you like discover a new effect, it makes the potion with the effect that you can't see, but it doesn't like show it to you like Skyrim does. So you just have to like write it down or remember. I don't know. I've been talking a lot about Morrowind. Let's go to Skyrim. So Skyrim, you have your skill. Doesn't actually make a big difference, frankly. It's kind of annoying. Perks make the big difference because look at this multiplier. If you're at 50 skill, it's at 1.25. You go all the way up to 100, your multiplier goes to 1.5. It barely makes a difference. The perks, my multiplier is 1. If I put 5 points in that perk, it's double. So that's already way bigger than gaining 15 skill to 100. Like that's whatever. I'm complaining. This one, Physician, Benefactor, and Poisoner. So those are perks here. Skyrim Alchemy. It depends what type you're making. You know, if it's a poison, it's poisoner. If it's a beneficial effect, it's 25% greater magnitude. And if it's a healing one, it's benefited by physician. Basically, all your potions are going to get one of those effects. So it's going to be 25% stronger. So I put them all together. It's either 0 or 1 here to get that multiplier. Enchants are pretty straightforward. If I have 2 enchants that increase my alchemy, potions are 25% stronger, that would be 50%. So my potions are just 50% stronger. It's a separate multiplier. Base cost. So if I go to my alchemy effects, let's pick damage health. Let's say the base cost of damage health is 3, base magnitude is 2, base duration is 1. So it's 3, 2, 1. So it's 3, 2, 1. That means if I have all the perks and 50% enchants, my damage health will be... Wait a second. Did I make a mistake here? I don't want to start over. Oh, yeah, it depends on what's the variable one. So the base magnitude, this green one, it changes. So if I like sort by base magnitude, you see how the green, this is the one that varies. So in some of them, only your duration varies. So I was looking at paralysis. In paralysis, only my duration varies. In other ones, like damage health, only my magnitude varies. Kind of annoying, but I think I was looking at Fortify Destruction, actually. So let's look at Fortify Destruction. We'll go to Effect ID. We'll go to Fortify Destruction, because I believe that's one I like. That one, this is green, so it's always 60 duration. So the final duration is just equal to this. It's always 60, no matter what. It doesn't change. And where'd it go? Here. The one that changes is 5, so it's 0.5 and 5. Back to my calculator. Base cost, 0.5. Base magnitude, 5. So if I have all this stuff, what's going to change is that magnitude. If I have less skill, if I have less perks, if I don't have those enchants, it's going to increase the damage less and less. The value is going to go down. Now, 2 things that I really don't like about Skyrim. One, only one of these is variable. I think that's stupid. I like in Oblivion and Morrowind that they're both variable. The other one, a bigger problem for me, is that if you notice here, with all these Creation Club things, these are ingredient multipliers. So some of them aren't Creation Club. You know, for example, River Betties. For whatever reason, River Betties, if you make a damage health poison with a River Betty, it will do 2.5 times damage. Why? I don't fucking know. And it's annoying. Now, that would be cool if maybe Daedra Hearts, Vampire Dust, or other very expensive, rare alchemy ingredients had multipliers. Now, I think those multipliers should be across the board, not for one specific effect, because why would you know this? Why would I know that River Betties increase damage health? And you could say, oh, it adds to the complexity of the game. It's random. I don't like the randomness. I think that's stupid. It shouldn't be so obscure. That is a bad thing. It should be very obvious. Oh, really expensive or rare? Maybe Nirnroot. Nirnroot would be a great example. Oh, it's something that's harder to farm. It's harder to get. It should have multipliers, like a 3 times multiplier. Daedra Hearts could have a 2.5 times multiplier. Why not? Okay, back to the calculator. So yeah, the ingredient modifier, I'm not even messing with that in my calculator. It just annoyed me. It kind of pissed me off, to be honest. There is one more thing that I would change about Skyrim. It's not just, oh yeah, the Creation Club stuff. I hate Creation Club stuff. I could make my own video on this. I think this is terrible for the Elder Scrolls to have. You can buy things. As you can see, all of these CC things have multipliers. Like all of them. Almost all of them. You know, sure, there's Mort Flesh that sucks. People make mods, and they make ingredients in those mods that have powerful multipliers, so their new ingredients are better than the old ingredients. Like, these are just objectively better. That's really dumb. I don't like that at all. Now, the last thing I wanted to say is, if you've ever made, let's do base cost. Base cost, sort by base cost. If you've ever made potions, you know these are the expensive ones. Paralysis, invisibility, where are the other really expensive ones? Not damage health. You've made some slow. It has so much gold value for whatever reason. And look, if you make them with large antlers, did you know that if you make them with large antlers, it's going to make way more gold? I didn't either. Why would you know that? That large antlers make a really powerful slow poisons? Okay, I'm done ranting about that. Really rare ingredients should give bonuses. That's it. There should not be this weird random bonuses from Dregwax, which isn't even, in the real game. It's just in this. You can buy something to make even better fortified smithing potions. Did you know that? Stupid. Really stupid. Really annoying. I hate those multipliers. Enough about that. It is a good thing that you get more experience based on creating more valuable potions, but whoever designed this messed up and they made really crappy potions and poisons have way too much value. Slow is garbage. And I know when I'm playing, I just make 50 slow poisons and suddenly my alchemy skyrocket in level. If I want to make restore health potions, which are really valuable, restore magica potions, resist magic, these other really powerful potions that are game changing, they're worth no gold, and so I don't gain any alchemy skill. And so it's actually like, it's more annoying than Oblivion and Morrowind, because while it should be better, like I'm making more powerful potions, I should be getting more experience. Because of the specific differences between different effects is so dramatic, it's a waste of time to make potions that are valuable for you. And so I end up making a shit ton of slow poisons, and then I just sell them all, because why would I ever use those? They're garbage. So very annoying. But, I don't want to be all down on this, because I love the alchemy system in all three of these games. And really, there's the Elder Scrolls 6 is coming at some point. And so I want to talk about, what's the best of each system? What can we take from each system to make it the best? And I think really Skyrim does have the best starting point. Ingredient variety, fixed. And I'm talking about these multipliers. These stupid multipliers. Bear Claws shouldn't make weaker restore stamina potions. Like, who designed that? Who decided that? An idiot. A complete idiot. If you make Cure Disease from charred skeever hide, it shouldn't be worth less gold. What the hell? Okay, calm down. Take a breath, old knight. Also, the apparatus stuff brought back in. Now, as I talked about, I don't like these hidden ingredient modifiers. Those piss me off. I don't really like that the apparatuses are not clear. Calcinator should increase duration. Retort should increase magnitude. The alembic should reduce weight. And the mortar and pestle should just do value and everything. Make magnitude and duration, but just a very small amount. Bring them back in. If they really, really, really want to have those stupid tables that you have to find in Skyrim, have this just be a set that you bring. But adding in like something that you loot and you bring to to increase your player power. It's something that you loot that increases your player power. It's really nice. And you might think, oh, but not everyone wants to use alchemy. Well, you don't have to. You never have to. I never want to do lockpicking in Skyrim, but everybody does. Everybody, without ever putting a perk into lockpicking, everybody lockpicks all the time. It's not the end of the world. I think alchemy is such a unique and cool system that almost no other game has. Really, they should encourage all players to use it. With that, I think that this multiplier for skill should be this should be like tripled. Instead of a 0 here, this should be a 1. And so it should be a big difference going from 15 to 100 skill. And for these perks, I think there should only be 2 perks at maximum. And yeah, that's it. Just 20%, 40%. So there should only be 2 perks there, because those are boring perks. Just 20% stronger potions. And if you don't put those perks into alchemy, your alchemy is so much weaker. It's so difficult to level up, and it's really a pain. Now, some new perks they could add. We could say new perks that could be fun. They could have, what's a good one? The Experimenter perk. So we got the Experimenter perk. I had to read my notes. Experimenter. 3 perks to reveal all the effects. I think it should be 1 perk that you pick, and if your skill is high enough, like at 25, 50, or 75. If you have 25 skill, it reveals the first two. If you have 50, it reveals three. If you have 75, it reveals all of them. So it should be 1 perk point. You shouldn't have to waste 3 perk points to do something that you could do by looking it up online. It encourages you to look it up online so much because you have to invest 3 perk points, which is so much player power. It's like, I'll just look it up online. Or I'll get Alchemy to 100, use Experimenter, eat everything, and then Legendary it, and then get it back to 100, which is also not fun gameplay. We should be encouraging fun gameplay. 1 perk, I think that's reasonable, be worth people's time to do it. Next, potions should be limited. So Experimenter, only 1 perk. The next one, potions should be limited to 2 active at once. And honestly, or even only 2 to 3 drank per minute. So after you drink one, this timer starts, and after a minute passes, that goes away. And so maybe if you drink a second one, it's like the timer doesn't refresh. But after that minute passes, you can now drink 2 potions again, or maybe make it 3. But a perk could increase that number in Alchemy. And so you can't just drink 15 restore health potions. Maybe I can only drink 2. But if I've perked into Alchemy, which is a separate part of Alchemy, maybe this isn't about making stronger potions, but maybe my character can drink 6 potions every minute after perks, or 10. The numbers don't matter. It's the concept. I can have more active effects. I can drink more health potions within that minute. I'm less limited. And the last perk should be reduced ingredient and potion weight. Potion weight should start at like 2 pounds. Start at 2 pounds per potion, and at 0.1 or less pounds. If you have a Master Alembic and 100 Alchemy and it's fully perked out, I want all my ingredients to be really light. I want all my potions to be really light. That's another perk. Is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe. If you like carry weight, yes. So that should just be another perk. The design philosophy behind perks, it should change the way the game feels each time. It shouldn't be 20% more power. Obviously that's impossible to do with, all of the perks. There's a lot of perks in the game. But each of these, they would feel game-changing. Having massive changes to your carry weight would feel game-changing. It wouldn't break the game. Your character wouldn't become absurdly powerful. You have to be giving up other powerful perks to do that. Experimenter shouldn't be 3 perks. That design philosophy should be, this perk changes the way the game plays. Now you don't have to do all that tedious experimenting or looking everything up, but that shouldn't cost 3 perks because we all know how it leads us to play. It leads us to play where we either plan on legendarying it right away after we've eaten everything, or looking stuff up online. And the game should not encourage you to look stuff up online. I think that's really all I got. I've been ranting a lot. I love all 3 of these systems. Moral of the video, they're all awesome. They're all great, even with their flaws. I think Alchemy is one of the things that makes the Elder Scrolls, I should have put this in my chart, Alchemy. It makes the Elder Scrolls unique and different from all the other games. I don't think any other game does it anywhere like it. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching.